Just to make you all aware, this video was shot in January of this year before coronavirus was a thing in Jamaica, pre-pandemic, pre-lockdown, so you don't have to worry about us and the social distancing rule. So let's get into the video. Today we have with us Dana Smith. This brilliant Campionite placed 5th in Jamaica in accounts back in 2018, and she also topped her class in grade 12. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
My namesake. Alright, so how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I am also excellent and blessed to have you in my presence this morning. So, what is it that really motivates you to do so well consistently?
Myself and my mother. I find myself to be very self-motivating because you will not work for goals, if you don't put in the work, and also if you don't want to get there. So you have to be the one who wants what you are working for in order to get somewhere in life. That's what I believe.
That's great. For accounts, were you expecting to be placed at all?
No, definitely not. No, I was just, my only goal at the CSEC level was just to ensure that I get all ones. So just work towards that. So no, I wasn't expecting it.
This video is brought to you by CARIBACAD, an educational platform built for Caribbean students. We provide structured content to help you ace your exams, access quizzes, videos, lesson material, and detailed explanations at your fingertips. You can also take live tutoring sessions at the comfort of your own home. Whoa. And you got your all ones, which is brilliant. So, for accounts specifically, what was your strategy?
Okay, so funny story. Accounts was my worst subject in 4th form. 5th form I improved drastically, but in 4th form I just got 70s. It was not good for me at all, and I found that the reason was I wasn't understanding in class. I wasn't really retaining what the teacher told me, which was unlike any other subject that I've done before. So I went home and I read my books and I practiced and practiced and practiced. That's how I excelled in POA, which is what is called at the CXC level, because I realized that in class I just wasn't really learning much.
And what would you advise somebody who's currently about to sit accounts?
I would advise them to practice a lot, just continuously practice, as when you have any free time, just practice, and also to read. Theory is very important in accounts, even though it's often ignored because it's seen as a practical subject. It's very important.
And you do lacrosse, which is a sport that's not really very popular. What made you gravitate towards lacrosse?
So I found it necessary to partake in a sport, especially in this day and age where colleges, they want to see that you're well-rounded.
Yeah, you're very diverse.
Exactly. So I feel like it's necessary to do a sport, even though maybe some persons don't really find themselves to be active. And I tried various sports before lacrosse, and I didn't really like any of them. And lacrosse, as you said, is unique in Jamaica. It's not very popular. So I tried it, and I decided that, wow, this isn't so bad. And so I stuck with it.
And what other extracurricular activities are you involved in?
I also do peer counseling, because I find it very necessary that we as peers encourage each other. So in today's day and age, you find that children our age will more likely gravitate towards our peers rather than taking advice from their parents or guardians. And so if we're giving advice, it should be to encourage each other. So that's why I feel like peer counseling is necessary.
What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I like to do accounts now.
In your free time? So you study accounts, and then in your free time you still do accounts. So that's your passion.
It's really my passion. I really do love it. I really do love the fact that it's presented a challenge for me. So because, as I said, I wasn't really learning in class, and I found that whenever I picked up my book and I read and I studied, that's when I began to understand. And I just found that I just made myself so happy doing that. I found myself so happy learning from myself. Well, not exactly from myself, but learning on my own. So it's really been my passion. But I also like to watch TV and listen to music. I like to watch series. I find myself to be an introvert, So I don't really go out to see friends much. I just sit down at school, really. That's what I'm trying to sit there. But yeah, I like to stay home.
So let me guess, in the future you'd like to become an accountant?
Yes.
Alright. And I see that you're passionate about it, so definitely I can see that you're going to follow your dreams. I have an interesting question for you. If you, let's say, right after this interview, you found a winning lottery ticket of 10 million Jamaican dollars, what would you do with that money?
Wow, that's an interesting question. Definitely put aside college money for myself and my brother and sister. I think that's the first thing that I would do. And what else? I think I just distribute it among my family members, really. But definitely college funds for myself, my brother and my sister.
And definitely you'll get that scholarship.
Thank you.
Apart from being self-motivated, do you have any other sources of inspiration?
My mother and my teacher as well, my accounts teacher. I had a different teacher in 5th form, Miss Farah Johnson, and she was very motivating. She always took time out to, look over my work. As I said, I did a lot of work on my own, and if I had a problem, I would go to her, and she would always be welcoming. So definitely her. And my mother would always be the one to, be there. And when I'm over an account question, not getting it to balance, she would always be the one to say, "Well, look over that part." Even though she didn't understand what I was doing, she's like, "Look over part A, look over part B," because normally it's a connected question. So, she's always been there for me.
And right before we leave, what additional advice, motivational advice, would you give to your peers?
I would give the advice of making yourself your biggest motivator. Not saying that it's wrong for others to expect of you, but you should definitely work towards what you want in life. And also, I believe that procrastination is a problem that many of our peers struggle with. Let's just watch this last Netflix episode, and then after that I'll study. I just feel like you should really take time out to recognize any problems that you have within your school life or otherwise, and try to work towards bettering yourself. Don't just say it's going to happen overnight. Try and work towards, so if you have a procrastination problem, I would suggest that you set short-term goals to say, okay, today I'm going to accomplish this. For example, if it's schoolwork, and before you accomplish that, you're not supposed to do any, recreational activities. If you feel tired, just take a 5-minute nap or something like that. So that's what I would encourage, because procrastination was a problem I struggled with at the CXC level, and that's what I did to overcome it.
Very well said.
Thank you.
It was indeed a pleasure to interview you.
It was a pleasure to be interviewed by you, Dana.
Thank you so much. So there we have it, Dana Smith, one of Jamaica's top performing students, and we are confident that she will achieve success in the future. You stuck around to the end of the video. Thank you. Don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up, comment down below, tell us what do you think. You can check out our other videos and follow our social media at CARIBACAD. Everything CARIBACAD, from Twitter to LinkedIn to Instagram, Facebook, all under the same name. Bye now.